Hello, welcome to our channel.
Molecules, the basic building blocks of life, setting the limits for what we can and can't create. But since we only have a very small amount of molecules to play with, our innovation is restrained, and our technology is limited. The limits of our building blocks mean the limits of our world. For centuries, we've known how to combine elements to make substances like bronze. First thing that comes to mind at the mention of synthetic materials is, of course, Kevlar. Kevlar body armor has twice the tensile strength of steel, using twisted molecules woven into nanothreads, and those threads woven into sheets. But since bullets are getting faster and bigger, Kevlar alone won't save you from mass shootings. Banning guns won't necessarily accomplish anything either, so maybe the way to get around this problem is to just create armor that can break those bullets into smaller pieces.
Nanomaterials are materials with structural components with at least one dimension less than 100 nanometer. Nanomaterials is collection of nanostructures involve arrays, assemblies, and superlatives of the individual nanostructure. We will focus on a bulletproof vest. For your information, a bulletproof vest has nanomaterials component called Kevlar. Kevlar, or synthetic aromatic polyamide polymer, is polymers with huge molecules made of many identical parts joined together in long chains by repeating amides over and over again. Aromatic means Kevlar's molecules have a strong ring-like structure like benzene. In the structure of Kevlar, amide are simply chemical compounds in which part of an organic carbon-based acid replaces one of the hydrogen atoms in ammonia. Kevlar is an excellent anti-ballistic bullet and knife-resistant materials because the tightly woven fibers of highly oriented polymer molecules are extremely hard to move apart that take a great deal of energy to make a knife or a bullet pass through it.
For the manufacturing process, first to make Kevlar, the polymer polyparaphenolentate naphthenamide must first be produced in the laboratory by process polymerization, which involves combining molecules into long chains. The resultant crystalline liquid with polymer in the shape of rod is then extruded through a spinneret to form Kevlar yarn. The Kevlar fiber is then passes through a cooling bath to have it hardened. After being sprayed with water, the synthetic fiber is wound onto the rolls. The Kevlar manufacturer then typically sends the fiber to toaster, who twist the yarn to make it suitable for weaving. To make Kevlar cloth, the yarns are woven in the surplus pattern, plain or table weave, which is merely the over and under pattern of thread that interlace alternatively.
For the advantage, first, it's strong but relatively lightweight. Second, the tensile strength of Kevlar is over 8 times greater than steel wire. Third, it bears temperature up to 450 Celsius. Fourth, it's non-fragile even we put it in very low temperature. Kevlar can remain unchanged after exposure to hot water for more than 200 days. 6. Kevlar can be easily burned, but the burning stops when the source removed. 7. It resists attack from almost all types of chemicals, but long exposure to strong acid and base will degrade it. 8. It low electrical conductivity and it is so high cut resistant. For the disadvantage, first, although Kevlar has very high tensile strength, it has very low compressive strength. That's why Kevlar cannot be replaced steel as a primary building material. Building and bridge required compressive force. Second, Kevlar fiber quickly absorbs moisture, meaning it's more sensitive to its environment than other materials. Third, it can be difficult to cut and drill. Specific made scissors are usually required to cut the fabric. Fourth, the Kevlar reacts very badly to UV light. That's why UV stabilizer is required for outdoor application, and it suffers some corrosion if exposed to chlorine.